The Israeli military says it has struck several targets of Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. It said it struck 2 weapons storage depots near the southern city of Sidon, and separately another area where it said there were Hezbollah fighters. Now, this is part of a pattern that has been almost daily since the start of the war in Gaza. Hezbollah, the militant organization in Lebanon, is allied with Hamas in Gaza, and it has said that it will continue rocket attacks and drone attacks into northern Israel for as long as there is no ceasefire in Gaza. So this has been a daily retaliatory attacks from southern Lebanon into northern Israel, and from Israel into southern Lebanon. But it has sparked fears that this could lead to a wider conflict spreading from the Gaza war. Now, separately, the Israeli Prime Minister has been insisting that the only way to end this war is to crush Hamas militarily, and that the only way to do that is to head into the southern city of Rafah. Now, Rafah is a town right on the Egyptian border, and it is where more than 1.4 million Palestinians are now sheltering. These are people who evacuated, many of them several times, from further north in the Gaza Strip all the way to the south in order to escape the fighting. They are now massed there in very difficult humanitarian conditions. There's a lack of food, a lack of water, a lack of housing. There are people sleeping in the streets. And the Israeli military and the Prime Minister have said that these people would be evacuated before a ground invasion heads into Rafah. However, there has been no timeline so far for this, for the evacuation, or indeed for where these people could go. There aren't very many obvious places. Much of Gaza lies in ruins. There hasn't been a timeline for this invasion, but just in the last couple of days, we heard from one of the 3 members of Israel's war cabinet who said that unless the remaining hostages, of whom there are about 100, are released by Hamas, unless they are released by the start of the holy month of Ramadan, which begins roughly around March the 10th, then that ground invasion would begin. So this is the first indication that we've had of a timeline for when this ground invasion might begin, but there's still no clarity on when the civilians might be evacuated. This is Elena Bekatouris with the Associated Press for CGTN in Jerusalem.